Thresh is a restless spirit who prides himself on tormenting mortals and breaking them with slow, excruciating inventiveness. His victims suffer far beyond the point of death, for Thresh wreaks agony upon their souls, imprisoning them in his lantern to torture for all eternity. So now that you know a little tiny bit about him, let's get on with the story. A horrible scraping of metal chains drifted over the fields. Outside, an unnatural fog rendered the moon and stars all but invisible, and the regular hum of insects fell silent. Thresh approached a ruined hovel. He raised his lantern, not to see his surroundings, but to look inside the glass. The interior of the lantern resembled a starry nightscape with thousands of tiny green glowing orbs. I buzzed frantically as if they were trying to escape Thresh's gaze. His mouth twisted in a grotesque grin, teeth glinting from the glow. Each of the lights was precious to him. Behind the door, a man whimpered. Thresh sensed his pain and was drawn to it. He knew the man suffering like an old friend. Thresh had only appeared to the man once, decades ago, but since then, the specter had taken everyone the man held dear, from his favorite horse to his mother, brother, and recently a manservant who had become a close confidant. The specter made no pretense of natural deaths. He wanted the man to know who caused each loss. The spirit passed through the door, scraping his chains as they dragged behind him. The walls were damp and ingrained with years of crime. The man looked even worse, his hair long and matted, his skin covered in scabs, angry and raw from clawing. He wore what had been fine velvet clothes, but were now little more than torn, tattered rags. The man shrank from the sudden green glow covering his eyes. He shook violently, backing away into the corner. Please, please, not you, he whispered. Long ago, I claimed you as mine. Thresh's voice creaked and stretched, as if he had not spoken for an age. It is time I collect. I'm dying, the man said, his voice barely audible. If you are still here to kill me, you best hurry. He made an effort to look at Thresh directly. Thresh stretched his mouth wide. Your death is not my desire. He set the glass door of his lantern slightly ajar. Strange sounds came from within, a cacophony of screams. The man did not react, not at first. So many screams emerged that they blended together, like scraping glass shards. But his eyes widened in horror as he heard voices he recognized bled from Thresh's lantern. He heard his mother, his brother, his friend, and finally the sound he dreaded most. His children, wailing as if they were being burned alive. Thresh wrenched his chains hard, and for a moment the man did not move. Then the ripping began, like a rough sponge sheet being slowly torn. He was excruciatingly pulled from himself. His body convulsed violently, and blood sprayed along the walls. "Now we begin," said Thresh. He pulled the captured soul, pulsing brightly from the end of the chain, and trapped him within the lantern. The man's hollowed corpse collapsed as Thresh departed. Thresh followed the curling black mist away from the cottage with his glowing lantern held high. Only after Thresh was gone and the fog dissipated